checkered flag. Undrivable, undrivable. The winner again. The checkered flag is out of the way for Sebastian Vettel.
This is Formula One.
This week's FIA appeal court hearing effectively decided the contenders for this year's World Championship. Ross Brawn needed every inch of his 6'4" frame just to make his exit to the airport. The arguments between the teams were typically bitter, with Ferrari's QC Nigel Tozzi, seen here in the blue shirt, calling Ross Brawn a man of supreme arrogance.
Well, Mr. Tozzi is a hired gun. He has a certain character which fits in certain cases and doesn't fit in others, and his accusation of personal supreme arrogance is because I disagree with their point of view. So I think you'd have to say that 6 stewards, the FIA technical department, and 5 judges are also people of supreme arrogance because they disagree with his view as well. So I felt confident once someone started a personal attack that their case was weak, because normally those people start personal attacks when they have a weak case. And so Mr. Tozzi starting with a personal attack on me gave me some confidence that he didn't have much else to go on.
Ferrari, Red Bull and Renault lost, so Brawn, Toyota and Williams keep their points. The Ferrari boss suspects the speed at which the verdict was declared on Wednesday morning suggests the court had made its mind up early on.
All the people were there since that there was already decision taken. You know, it was easy at the end. The court had to leave, and in the morning straight away, the confirmation of the decision. So it's a strange feeling, but we are sure that it was not correct.
There is some ambiguity in the regulations, and we're talking about the effectively hole in the floor to permit a secondary diffuser, which obviously creates a considerable amount more downforce. The debate was as to whether that hole was actually a hole from where it was located on the floor. To a non-engineer such as myself, if you can stick your finger in it, it's a hole. So that was effectively the rule that we were working to, and based on the work carried out within the overtaking working group.
With the benefit of the earlier work we started, I offered in March and proposed and put on the table a raft of changes that would have stopped what's happened. They were far more restrictive regulations, but the other teams didn't want to take that position, which makes it a little bit galling that we're now being criticised, having offered that choice when these rules are being formulated.
The sporting working group will want to have the clever diffusers banned for next year. Until then, fighting teams with a 5-race head start, the others are desperate to catch up.
It's very difficult now to switch to a diffuser concept like this, because it affects apparently all the aero upstream of the diffuser as well, so you cannot simply put it on the car. We have to redevelop the aero concept of the car, and that will take time, it will take money, and I can tell you today when we are there.
It's an expensive exercise, because for us it's almost a B-spec car. It's the complete rear end of the car, which is time and money.
McLaren have turned up in China with a new diffuser featuring a vent in the central section. It's made them go quicker, while Renault have their own interpretation running on the car for the first time today.
Ferrari, McLaren, Renault, they're very, very competent, very capable teams, and they'll be back up there very quickly. But to be honest, if they think it's just the diffuser that's making a difference, then they might be a little bit disappointed, but we'll see.
And that's the point,
was a dream that became reality, a symbol that embodied prowess and superiority, a trademark which represented an entire country. In 1951, this car took Ferrari to its first ever Formula One victory. In 2009, this car hasn't managed to score a championship point. The unbeaten record of 16 World Championships and 209 victories does not look like being further advanced in the near future.
I believe we can have a good race. You know, if we're gonna win or not is a different stuff. But I believe we can be more competitive. We can score good points, and as I said, we need to start our championship because for the moment we didn't start yet.
You were on the podium here last year. With the current state of the car, do you think that's achievable this weekend?
Well, I mean, with a normal race, probably not, but you never know. I mean, we were testing here, the car felt pretty good here, so we'll see how we can do tomorrow. But I mean, if you look in the first two races, we haven't had the speed to be on a podium really, so let's wait and see.
If motorsport and drama go hand in hand, then Ferrari would have a leading role in the opera. But now it comes down to a performance of a very different nature.
And one that the Ferraris is pulling off, and that is Didier Ferrari.
Not since 1981 had the Italian manufacturer scored no points by this stage of the season. And if no points are scored this weekend, then it will be the worst start in Ferrari's illustrious history. But is it speed or direction that creates Ferrari perfection? Many of the great drivers associated with the team have possessed both.
The drivers are no doubt very good. One of them is world champion with Kimi, and Felipe Massa last year tried until the last meters, the second I would say. So that is no doubt. The management, it's some few new people and old people, so I'm sure they are missing something. Technically, they're not quick enough.
The great Michael Schumacher says not to write off Ferrari just yet, that times are tough and the clock is ticking.
First of all, there's a reason to think back and see, well, what was last year? That's not the way. When you look forward, we need to solve the issues we have. For sure, I think that the big disappointment of the start of the season, that even if we have, for sure, not the best car in terms of performance, we could have scored some points in the first races. This is the big disappointment. But apart from that, the only thing I can say is that I see the team very concentrated to try to, to recover the situation. And the most important thing is to work at home in order to bring as soon as possible the development that is at the end of the day, the most important thing, the only thing that is really needs to arrive as quick as possible here.
For now, though, the prancing horse is injured and a war horse needs to evolve. But will it win the battle, or has it been mortally wounded?